good morning. Pastor Steve here. Hebrews 9:23. Therefore it was necessary that the copies of the things in heaven should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Christ has not entered into the holy place made with hands, which are copies of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. Not that he should offer himself often as the high priest enter the most holy place every year with the blood of another. He then would have had to suffer often since the foundation of the world, but now once at the end of the age, once at the end of the age, he has appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. I'm a huge supporter of our troops. I watch them come and grow in my role as a troop greeter in Bangor, Maine, and I see the impact that choices have on families. You know, some have these little dolls for the kids, representatives of Dad that they carry with them. One of my acquaintances, and I know many more, has a life-size cardboard flat soldier printed with the image of their son. You know, he went everywhere with them, to the movies and to restaurants, and it was a reminder that even though he wasn't with them, they were with him. One day he came home, and flat soldier went away. Why would you sit and watch a movie with a picture of your loved one when the real one was there, living and breathing, right? The reality of the blood of Christ as the means of atonement is foreseen in the Mosaic Law. Once a year, the priest had to make an offering of the blood of animals on the altar of the temple for the sins of the people. In fact, the law requires that nearly everything, he says, is cleansed with blood, and without the shedding of blood, there's no forgiveness. In fact, the law requires that nearly everything be cleansed with blood, and without the shedding of blood, there's no forgiveness. As we read here, but this was a blood offering that was limited in its effectiveness. That's why it had to be offered over and over again. It was a foreshadowing of the once-for-all sacrifice which Jesus offered on the cross. Once that sacrifice was made, no longer a need for the blood of bulls and goats. For Christ hasn't entered the holy place made with hands, but into heaven itself. Jesus' sacrifice was made on earth, but it is the basis for his continuing work as our mediator and high priest in heaven. The writer to the Hebrews proclaims it now to appear in the presence of God for us. It's not hard to believe that Jesus does appear in the presence of God, but to believe that he appears there for me, that's glorious. These sacrifices, as this section says, these were copies, flat soldiers, if you will. But in Jesus, there's the glorious homecoming, the reality of an accomplished salvation. Sad that some prefer the cold shadow when the real Savior is waiting with open arms. Have you run to him? Have you given up the flatness of self-effort and raced toward the living Savior? Maybe it's time. You ponder that. That's just